Can Zeke deke again? It's a coach. You're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. Coming up, Ezekiel Elliott, fresh off 100 yards a week ago. Coming up, we'll see our visitors as they get set to square off against our home team. So with that, let's head over to the heart of Texas. Massive AT&T Stadium in Arlington. On the call, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Mexico City Conquistadors and the Dallas Cowboys. I'm Brandon Godden, joined as always by Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Cowboy team entering play. The beat goes on, doesn't it? A perfect 10-0 to start the campaign.
And it's a good locker room to be in, too. Guys don't show up on game day hoping to win. They expect to win. And so far, they've yet to have a letdown.
Meanwhile, from Mexico City, our visitors, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
This one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. A tackle for loss there. 2 last week. He's tough to handle coming off the edge.
And when you talk about a defensive end, your first thought is how does he rush the passer? That's where he makes his big plays, getting into the backfield for the best ones to come.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Offside. Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Back to throw. And he will go down. A Cowboy sack. David Irving coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it'll be 4th down. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Elliott, toss right. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. There to stop him, Terrell Edmonds. Now they'll run it on the toss. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Schaefer, he's going to float this one deep right side. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
punt team on now as this one's sent away. That's taken on the 25. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So out now comes the offense back onto the field.
I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try and play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That one to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely frees up your guys elsewhere. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
While we know that the identity of this offense is to throw the ball, they've got to run it every so often, if for no other reason than to tamp down the pass rush. They can't let them just tee off and get to their quarterback.
Here's Ward. He'll get only a couple down to the 44.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half. And some of these shorter
and the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Taco Charlton in there yet again. What else is new as he continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks.
You know, a week ago was one of the best defensive performances I've ever seen. He had 5 sacks. Here we go again.
And he's the type of player that'll keep an offensive staff up all week trying to figure out how to slow him down. But at some point, they just have to take account of themselves and say, I've got to get bodies in front of him so he doesn't disrupt our offense totally.
Detroit!
Now a play fake here on 1st down. They'll roll him out right. He's got his man on the crossing route. And all the way to the opposite 45. A big play here for Dallas. 41 yards. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to be met at about the 43. In on the stop, it was Travarius Moore. Now they'll run it on the toss. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 3rd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And it'll be a turnover. This is going the other way.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether he's running it, in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Yeah, well, he had the fumble last week. Now here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play, and maybe his clock is off just a little.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that's off the mark, incomplete. He was looking for his big tight end there, Jesse James. And that'll bring up second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he's nowhere to go. Here he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And now here come the Cowboys. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And it is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the second most in a single year. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Well, it wasn't a one-play drive, but I think they'll take it. The scoring summary, 2 plays and into the end zone. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he almost flirted with disaster there, but it does get into the end zone before going out, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Now this offense ready to head back out there. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with him punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Still first down.
A full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Now let's go.
They go play action here on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. And there it is, sack number 201. He has broken Bruce Smith's all-time record.
For a lot of us, we wondered if anyone would get to that record. But the way teams are throwing the ball around, more opportunities for these sack artists to accumulate numbers.
Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Mexico City football to begin quarter number 2. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out.
Here we go now. Blue line it.
Back to throw here. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. So troubles here offensively. I tell you, the noise in this dome, that has got to make it harder for these guys to hear.
Sometimes I find myself shouting up here. But you're right. If you can't communicate well or get off the snap count properly, it can cause big problems. And this qualifies as a big problem.
Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Escaping the pressure right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, Zeke with a quick feed. Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott with touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
Hello.
You know, the man on our cover, John Madden, so synonymous with these Thanksgiving Day games. He was on TV for these from...
But yesterday I went and took my time and walked up to the mailbox and sit in front of the complex because I just don't want to get stuck, Greg, not moving at all, you know?
81-01, giving out the Turkey Leg Award and Turducken he always talked about. Special when you got a guy going off like this. I think he would be a good recipient of the Turkey Leg Award.
I threw some stuff on the grill.
Well, he's definitely already worked on that leg.
That was it.
Is it possible he could end up getting the whole turkey?
Yeah, give him a 5,
turducken. And it's really great that you mentioned Coach Madden, because everyone knows him from this. Everyone knows him from the broadcast booth. Remember, he won a Super Bowl as a head coach in Oakland.
Yep, he did indeed. But right now, we are watching maybe one of those turkey leg performances with his second touchdown there. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And the last time they had
I don't remember the stakes, but I remember the darn turkey, bro. The smoked turkey,
bro. Want to do that one again?
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up
really?
Runs. Sure. just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
She started a new camp at her mama's job. Was at the campus today. The camp that was by the house. It's a little girl, Peyton, and this little girl been getting into it since Bill was in preschool.
I would agree with that, and I've enjoyed watching the skill that's gone into it. You can see the intelligence behind it as well. He's watched tape, and he's seen
Peyton basically felt like the counselors wasn't listening and they didn't believe her. The little girl, it was jacked up, so we just
and he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up fourth. Now it's first.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
On the ground with Ward. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. But just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
And now another one thrown incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And his kick here is good. And they'll at least get on the board here, still trailing, but 16-3 now. So they've put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points. Able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
And let's gaze our attention on Ezekiel Elliott. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific.
How Dylan been?
Obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far.
I said, how Dylan been?
Something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
And a nice gain of 21 yards. Now they'll run it on the toss. Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott becoming just the 2nd player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. And this is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it. Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start.
He slapped,
they hope it continues.
3 already for him. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now back out comes the offense. And tough to win games if you go field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder. It puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable.
And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. DeMarcus Lawrence getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
Some damn Billy Ray Cyrus,
loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. It's a big play there on 3rd down. 48 yards.
Here we go now. Green 3.
That's fine.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth.
Yes,
He's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him. Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
They dialed up the blitz on 3rd down, and your worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. Made his first, this now from 42 yards out. And this one is right through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3.
Right.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great play there. His 21st touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach, his head coach, to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, and if you do, you're taking on some responsibility, but he was happy to do so there.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
That's so educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Back to throw now on 1st down. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and 1.
Last time I thought he was supposed to be moving to Mississippi. Thought he was supposed to be moving to Mississippi or something.
Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole. 3rd and long. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Here we go now. 3-19.
They're going to look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. And on now is the punter, as he'll punt it away for the fourth time today. Just 11 seconds to go in the half as they have it first and 10.
I remember you said that.
Let's go. 3-19.
On first and 10, Schaefer. And he finds a man with a crossing route. A big play there just before halftime. 53 yards. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. And his kick is absolutely perfect. So we've hit. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
That seems like that'll be nice, though.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, so.
It does test the mental processes of the team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up, because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to the stretch, and guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did. Good. I always did, because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Is Vanjie going to be there?
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Throwing again on second and 10. Schaefer. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. So it can't hang on. And as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know. But you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right? Yeah. Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
39.
On third down, it's Elliott. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a fourth down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out.
Dynasty, she's single and ready to mingle. Huh?
Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Watching that body.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Whoosh. There he goes, left side.
That sounds funny.
For a Cowboy touchdown. A big play there. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Cowboys add on.
When you know you've got a home run hitter on your side of the ball, and you know that he can score from anywhere on the field, it usually inspires the rest of the guys to do their jobs even better. That resulted in a lot of great blocks downfield, because they knew if they gave him space, he could do exactly what he did, put the ball in the end zone.
5 plays there on that drive. And the finishing touch was that nice long run into the end zone. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. DeMarcus Lawrence in there yet again. My goodness, make it 5 sacks for him now in this one game alone.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
He'll drop to throw. Caught here by Griffin.
Right.
And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Cowboys have recovered.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Set! Blue landing! Blue landing!
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And here now the offense heading back out there. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than
under pressure, and they got to him again. DeMarcus Lawrence.
Yeah, no, I'm here. I was just listening.
Time in this one game alone. And that will tie him with a late Derek Thomas for the most sacks in a single NFL game. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. They'll look to throw here. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Hello?
That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Here we go. 3-19.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I got to get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good.
And he will go down. A Cowboy sack. Taco Charlton in there yet again. My goodness, make it 5 sacks for him now in this one game alone.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play action sack. Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? Who? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear by the time we have to
positive.
leave the booth.
They'll buy some time right. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
All he needed to do is just find out if that's his child.
So one play, and they're
then,
already just shy of midfield.
I ain't got a damn thing. Look, you wasn't trying to get T2 up to the first time either.
And down to the 29-yard line. That good for 22 and a first down. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Back to throw. Schaefer rolling to his right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Detroit!
To throw again. Schaefer. This will be caught inside.
And these are the people that's been helping her.
Will eventually get him down, but he's inside.
I said, these are the people that's been helping her.
A good pickup there, 26 yards. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great effort there with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Cowboys continue to pour it on. He's got the hat trick, 3 touchdowns.
Oh, they're talking about the baby mama?
Did you throw yours? Did you throw yours out?
I didn't have mine. You've got yours. You've got one of those Abe Lincoln hats.
Yeah, and that stovepipe is going right out there for a nose for the end zone. 3rd time today. I think he deserves a tip of the cap.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now this offense about ready to take over again. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You go over the changes. I bet they were
right, yeah, she can't fight that.
Not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional
she can't,
side.
But she can't.
Because you've
That's
got
you
to
crazy.
find
She
something,
out our
some
damn
spark
mind.
somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
And decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
On 3rd down. That's Ward. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
How is
This will be
how
taken
is
at
May
the
doing?
10. So a change of possession here on
Yeah, I saw that pick.
Possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now they'll run it on the toss. Able to spin free. Back now in Arlington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Throwing on 1st down. Schaefer. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
All right, here we go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Boy, Uncle and them are destroyed Dante if they knew how to do the way that boy.
They come out here in the eye. They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott standing alone with a new NFL record 32nd touchdown.
And he said, I'll never forget, he said, I don't know Dante done the same with.
And my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, you know, call the game, call whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those.
He tell me this nigga gonna tell me that.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
This will be taken in the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
A good pickup there. 8 yards and a first down completion.
See him now play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays. Makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on 1st down for them.
Any word on Mark?
Nice 2nd down for them.
I mean, I know.
Second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
After that incompletion, I almost get the sense that he's going to look up at the booth and kind of look at us and say, hey, you guys got any suggestions? It's been that kind of game, hasn't it? They've had him on the run throughout.
Yeah, and I get that you're trying to make a play here, losing 4th quarter, but to throw when you're not set with pressure coming, could have been an interception.
Very much so, and it's been that kind of game for him. They've had him on the run, had him off balance. He's got to find a way to make some big-time throws down the stretch.
But just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
Right.
It's
Yeah,
very difficult,
I didn't think about that.
All the time, and I remember when Cora came and told me she went to visit Darlene. No, she had stayed by Darlene temporarily, and she had left Tiffany there. And she went home by Darlene, and Levi was sitting on the bed with Darlene. And Tiffany was all
You've got to have that leverage, don't you?
She was all emotional. She grabbed Tiffany, and she came to my house on the door and told me she was fine. This was the first I heard about it. And when she told her, and I believed her, I never doubted her. She was so clear on what happened. And I said, you know what you do?
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. And incomplete.
reaction not going to be the reaction. And later she told me again yesterday,
we have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion.
He did that. Why you wouldn't throw it when I was
knowing each
you
other's
and
moves
he's a little child of about 7 years old, 6, 7 years old.
Every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
You know, she said
now
he did not
Dallas
stop
gets
she
set
was
to
10.
take the field. And Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that,
right.
but this is
and Mama Josephine was
taken down. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
I'm going to live with that. Mom was dramatic. I'm going to live with that. She told me to get out. Because I told her she shouldn't have that man in here with these girls. Don't be right.
Looking to
throw.
Schaefer.
She said, if you know what, Daddy,
he's got his man in the crossing route.
You act like that, you're going. I still give him a
very nice gain. They give him a gain of 37. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they got it 1st and 10.
And of course, it was when Mama packed the lead.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Power running by Zeke. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there.
I never knew why Mama Josephine. I don't even remember when Mama Josephine started staying with us. Oh yeah, I don't remember that.
Right back to him on 1st down. Space to run past the 20. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
He molested our little girl.
Offense.
I mean, he went to prison.
So a decent gain.
He came out right out of the jail.
It's too bad,
then he
isn't it?
breaks up with a lobby and he living with no hands. Then my mama was having a fit.
The guys who just gave up that play.
No, Jack Patrick.
He was a young gangster, and I never saw the beauty in him. I know one time he tried to get out of the line with me once, and it's something he said that was out of line, and I went over to Rose, and Rose got hooked up with him, and they had a fight. Rose had a baseball bat. I'll beat your big ass out. He never told me nothing else.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have an arm like that. Results in the touchdown. Great play offensively. Point after try forthcoming.
I don't even know if I ever knew that he Byron Daddy was a criminal.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
Then he took Darlene for his ID. She thought he was that was it. When Darlene, you know how the children got molested? Darlene was going to work every day, and he would just lay up there. And Mama would have a fit because she had to go to work. And she would tell Darlene, and she told Mama had a nasty mind. And she said that was her girl.
So out now comes the offense back onto the field.
And
with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense
right after my mama
the
died.
punter doesn't exist, guys.
It's like the red one me to do
He's not a teammate.
And the red actually punted me to the loud. She said, oh, you talk to your daddy? And she said, I left the house. She said, but I told her what happened after that, and I said, please don't have to around your boy. Because a man like that, he don't care if boys are good. But Blanda told us daddy because he said it was that Blanda home.
Nowhere to go.
Not long after he died.
And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10.
I thought everybody
so it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
I don't even know what he looked like.
That stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground.
Blanda looked just like his dad, huh?
Blanda looked like his dad.
That's a huge difference in the ball game. In this case, they were able to retain possession.
It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down.
But
time for a break.
That man, I don't know. That man,
we'll finish it after this. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy.
I ain't said nothing. I ain't never tell her I knew about that. That's them. That's the only play them games.
The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. That's always puzzled me a little bit.
Would tell people they were twins. They were Anita and somebody. I remember somebody telling me that one. I remember Anita. And when they started falling, they said, they were twins.
2 yards that
and
time, and now it's 4th down.
And I wanted to say, and he said he knew it. He said, yeah, I know him from the first quarter.
Running with Elliott. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. Charles, you said earlier, this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game.
Right.
And kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
You need to get your shit straight.
He's throwing them right.
You need to keep on. I mean, you waited all that time to get high score. And you're going to throw it all out there and lose.
23 yards on the pickup there,
this
and
time
a
40 is
first.
coming up. And ain't nobody got a place to have it at or nothing yet. Y'all better get busy.
That one looks like he'll throw here. They give him a number 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Extra point right down the middle, and the lead will swell by 1 more.
But anyway, and then it'll be time to give it a start school.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
They just got out. They just got out.
They've been vexing us about where we going for vacation. We've been telling us just a very little. So we told her,
do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right?
To the Virgin Islands.
The coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team. Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward. My high school coach, John Ford, used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what we just saw there.
No, we're not going to the DR.
Did you find out what that was playing?
I don't know. I ain't even interested. I ain't even thinking no good about the Dominican Republic.
Well, there was second long, but it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
The battle for it, it's intercepted. Cheetah Bay Aluzier with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
They keep going. I just keep thinking they don't pay for the trip, but damn, I don't know.
He had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are, positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off, actually catching the ball when he has a chance. He's helping his team in a huge way.
Throwing to start the drive. Schaefer, and he fires one that's intercepted.
Are you serious?
Picked by Tavarius Moore. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football.
double accident.